Outlook for the week that starts on the 3rd of April. So levels I'm looking at this week, starting off with the daily support resistance level here. See reaction to it on the daily now. We saw it previously on 28th of February all the way through here. This comes from 14th of April 2022. Level below that comes from here, 22nd, 21st of February. Resistance on daily all the way across here. You can see that was a key level on the 4 across here. Tapping into it now. Previously we saw it as a resistance, so watching that. Below that I've got a little lower time frame level. This isn't sort of one of the main levels I'm looking at, but this is one that sort of caught me out because I wasn't paying attention to it in one of the sessions, so I've just got that marked out there, but that's not like a major level. I'll be happy trading in and around this depending on what's going on. Below that, daily support resistance coming from the daily top wick on the 4th of May candle 2022. We've seen reaction to that all the way across here. Most recently tapping into it sort of on the 30th of March and before there. So that's what sort of formed our support on the 4 hour on the 30th of March. So watching that. Below that, the top end of the daily resistance zone. I did actually consider marking this out a bit differently, but then I looked at the reaction that we're seeing on the hourly and stuff like this here, and I still think this whole zone is very important. So that's sort of as low as I'll go on that. Looking to the upside, we got the quarterly resistance level here that lines through with our weekly resistance that comes from this level here in July 2022. So looking across, we can already see the reaction that we saw to that last week. So we pushed up to the highs, sort of failed to get above, then we tapped up to the weekly resistance there, and we just started coming straight back down. Above that, I got level on the daily. It comes from the support on the 7th of December. So we sort of obviously formed support there, formed resistance there, then we tapped into it more recently during February. Above that, this is the last level that I'll go over. We've got the resistance from the 13th of October, reaction all the way through here, tapping into it on the way down here. So if we get above this wick here, this will be the next sort of level that I'm looking at. In terms of levels for, or the key levels that I'm looking at this week, the main levels that I'll be looking at in terms of buys and sells will be these two here. I think these will be the sort of prime level for higher time frame buys and sells. Obviously buys coming from rejecting this sort of top end of this range again. So selling right down here, you'll have to be very sort of cautious doing that, in my opinion. And the same with sort of trying to buy right at this level here. We can already start to see the reaction that we're getting to it on the daily here. Not really in the weekly, but yeah. So we tried to form support above it on the 4 hour. So if we pull back, get rejections from there, this is sort of what I'm seeing as a sort of prime level for higher time frame traders to be looking to sell. So to buy for buys above here, I need to see sort of closes on the 4 hour, or sort of, well, it depends session to session, to be honest, because if we've got volume in a London session, we're starting to make our way above there, and there's no reason why you can't be looking to buy it. So those are the sort of levels that I'm looking at going into this week. In terms of data releases, so we're obviously got to keep in mind that one, start of the new month, so we could be looking at pullbacks, and also start of the new quarter as well. Usually I'd be having this week off, but because I'm a week off a bit earlier this year, I'm going to be trading it, but it's just nothing that should put you off trading there. But you got to keep in mind that we could be seeing sort of bigger pullbacks, so we could see sort of, if we're going to see downside, we could see pullbacks up to like here, and it just end up being like a top wick for the quarterly or the new monthly candle before we end up coming right back below here. So data releases going into the week. So Monday, fairly light day. We got some euro stuff scattered all the way through. We have the OPEC meetings, that's sort of explained there. That's sort of to do with oil. Oil can have a direct impact on GJ. If you want to know more about that, just Google it or ask ChatGPT or something like that. So, yeah, other than that, fairly light session, but you just got to keep your eyes open. There's no real set time for this because it's an all-day meeting. So if something happens during the session, yeah, it could be caused by that. But since we don't have real time, you can't really plan around it. So Tuesday, a light day, nothing I need to plan around. Same with Wednesday, we got some stuff scattered all the way through, so I'll be keeping an eye on the sort of time. But there's nothing major enough to be sort of planning around with sort of there. Same with Thursday, really light day. So overall, we got a really light week, to be honest, because Friday's bank holiday for the pound, and then so is Monday because it's Easter. So I won't be looking to trade this Friday or the sort of following Monday because of this, because there'll be just no point of being at the chart. So yeah, a pretty short outlook this week, so that's pretty much all I'm looking at, to be honest. Cheers.